All right, Libra, here we go. Here's your overall for the week. I love temperance. I do. But and it's because of the oracle cards. I'm looking at this going, what the fuck? Why do they need to continue to be patient on a situation? Temperance is the overall, right? Like I've said before, it's really about that equilibrium. And what I mean by that is getting that nice balance between your thoughts and your emotions, moderation, patience, balance, right? But when do you get to a point where you just kind of like throw that out the window? Like, I've been patient enough. But let's see. Oh, shit. Wow. Yeah, you're all about the balance right now. But justice as the past coming through. Now, yeah, we could definitely be saying that you've gotten fairness and balance on a situation. Or this is still an issue here and, you're patiently waiting on a resolution to something. And with justice, yeah, we could be talking about like court issues and things like that. But, you're waiting for this. Like you're patiently waiting for this. But like, I worry that you get pushed to a breaking point. And I don't so much feel like it's about you needing to make fair and balanced choices. I don't think that that's it, because you're coming in with temperance. I think that you're wanting resolution on something. Like somebody else needs to correct some wrongs here, but you need like some serious balance in your life right now. That's where you're at. That's what you're working toward. Wow, Libra. The Hermit. What I feel like here is in the present moment, you could be in hermit mode thinking about things for sure. But it has the feeling of looking at, if you're looking to get resolution on a situation here with the Hermit being in the present moment, it's like looking at, okay, well, then if I'm not going to get it, what does that mean? And for some of you, like you just need to be like left alone and think about, where you're going to be headed next. Like I always point out with the Hermit, right? The stars, what's in the lantern. So it's really about looking at what you wanted in the first place. You've put all the time and effort into it because you're talking about 1 through 9. You get to the 9 here with the Hermit and he's looking back going, what was the initial thought? What was the initial hope, passion, idea? But then I also get the feeling like you just want to be left the hell alone. If you're not going to get resolution, then just stay away from me. Okay, and then going right back to the past. So with the 6 of Cups being in future conditions, again, you're still looking back at the past and wanting the situation to be worked out, man. Now, as far as that goes, with the 6 of Cups, we could definitely be talking about somebody from the past that's now going to be coming back through here and like trying to, make amends with you, which is very possible, but you're still showing with temperance though. And I'm like, well, why? Are you going to continue to wait on this, or, is there a need for you to like not explode though either? Because I still feel like edgy about it. Oh, wow. Libra, what? My goodness. And let me just say that you guys are not the only one. This is huge this week, it seems like, for everybody. Death as your best path to follow. I think the only way that things are going to be okay for you in whatever situation you're dealing with here is when you let it go. And, it may change you, and it may change you in a big way, but like it's positive, death and rebirth, transformation, right? Like you need to go through a change. But a situation definitely needs to be over with, and I think that you need to accept that it's over with whether or not you get the resolution or clarity that you're wanting on this. Because I worry here because of the past still being in future conditions, and then this being your advice is like, wow. Okay. Man, Libra, are you going to be the ones this week? How many majors are we going to pull here? In your environment, the Emperor. Who was it that I felt like this with too? I think it might have been Aquarius. But with the Emperor being in your environment and looking at it attached to the Hermit, it's almost like The only way that, you're going to have control over a situation right now is just to be like left the hell alone. Like, you need to get more control. Now, we could definitely be talking about like a person in your environment here. And I think that you just want to be left alone because you may be dealing with somebody who is like too forceful. Because, like I've said before, when it comes to Libra, like I don't ever feel like you guys would back down from something. But, if we are talking about a person here, it's like they may be trying to come back through and trying to correct some things with you. But like right now, I'm seeing you as like, no, I have control over my life. I don't care. Leave me the hell alone. But I see you still like going back through, what you had already been through with a person possibly. But, there's still that feeling that the best way for you to have control over the situation is to like remove yourself from it, like with the Hermit. But I'm still like waiting here because are you getting this resolution? Are you getting this clarity? Are you getting that balance? Are they actually making amends or not? Because I go back to this and think, no matter what happens here, you're going to have to accept that it's over with, but I don't know, this throws me off because it's like, even if you do have somebody coming through who is trying to correct things with you, you're still like, no. And it makes me wonder if they're actually doing it or not. Libra, what? Your hopes and your fears strength. And like I said, I think that some of you are just going to have to remove yourself from this. Otherwise, you may get like a little bit aggressive, and then if we're looking at strength though too, and needing to pull on that reserve, it's like needing to pull on, sorry guys, pull on that inner strength to like turn away from this and not entertain this as a possibility. That seems to be, I swear to God, the theme this week, but you guys are hitting it in like a really major way here. Everybody it seems to be dealing with things coming back from the past, people coming back from the past, needing to go through major changes. But like, I feel like you're on like a tightrope almost, like getting to the point where you might get really pissed off, and it's like you're trying to be zen about it right now, with temperance being the overall. But also there's a need to like pull on your inner reserve not to get involved with this, but this person may be like really, I don't want to say oppressive, but like persistent almost. But are you actually getting, the resolution that you want? Oh, what? Okay. The Ace of Cups coming out. Now, if we are talking about a person coming through with the Ace of Cups, and like I've always said with aces, it's great when they show up, but it doesn't mean a fucking thing if you're not willing to make the most of it. This may not be something that you want though. Because I'm going back to this and looking at how you're crossing this way, wanting to have fairness and balance, or somebody else is wanting to correct some wrongs with you, but you're like, no. So when we're looking at the Ace of Cups, we're talking about a new beginning, right? A new emotionally fulfilling beginning, something that's going to make you happy. It could be, a new start in a relationship, a new love, things like that. But this is what you're looking at. Now, some of you may be needing this. But because it's attached to the past, it makes me wonder if you don't have somebody from the past coming through. And this is a situation that I think it was done with for you, though, too. But, then again, like, I think that some of you have been, like, waiting on this. But, like, I still feel like some of you are, like, on the teetering edge here. So now with the Page of Wands, right? It is the new, exciting communication coming through, right? Now, again, you have fire going on here, and I mean, you have all three fire signs happening. But, and besides that, I mean, Virgo, but I don't know, I feel more so that this is kind of where you're at right now. This may be something that you have wanted to hear, but with the Five of Pentacles next to it, something about it just is like off-putting. It's almost like you're going to reject it, or You don't really want to deal with it, but like secretly, maybe you do want it though, with the High Priestess. Now, definitely, right, paying attention to your intuition. But when I look at the High Priestess, I think of secrets, but not in a deceptive way. It's information that is kept hidden, but, becomes available. You may not have been aware of something. It could just be that this is communication coming through that I think that you initially would reject. But with the High Priestess, it makes me wonder. Because you may not be like being fully open about the fact that you were focused on the past though too, which is a possibility here. But maybe you're just like not wanting to say anything though either, which makes me wonder if you're just going to be like waiting for this to happen, but like even if it's just you being focused on a person that's in your environment and wanting resolution on something. The thing is, though, with the Page of Wands, that communication actually comes through, but like you reject it, though. It's like you turn it away. But with the High Priestess, it makes me wonder if like, are you actually paying attention to what your intuition is telling you? Because we're looking at the Ace of Cups here, or are you just keeping things down? And it may be that you need to go through the changes here as far as like, whatever is happening here with the past returning to you in a new way, right? But like for some of you, seriously though, I feel like the reason why you reject this is because I don't feel like you're actually getting the resolution that you want. Now, as far as new love goes for singles, when I look at the moon in this deck, I think about people who are living out their fantasies. You may be fantasizing about somebody, they may be fantasizing about you, but this is really about like needing to live it out. But like, it's like there may not be, sticking with the traditional moon here, a lot of clarity on the emotions surrounding it. But like, you have this new person coming through that I think either you or them are fantasizing about one or the other. Right? Or you're both fantasizing about each other and it's like a new situation. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship looking at chemistry, this to me almost feels like that this is a relationship that at one point ended, but like there's still an attraction here, but there's still a lot of pain surrounding the situation. This is like, going through the pain of not being with someone. Right? Because, you see the couple in the background here and it's like, man, that's mine. That should have been mine, right? So some of you may be dealing with a breakup where there's still like a lot of chemistry there. But I almost wonder if some of you aren't coming back together, but then there's like still an issue here as far as like the pain of possibly a breakup and then getting back together. But wow, Libra. I don't know. This is happening in a big way, like a really big way here. I do think that some of you are needing to just calm yourselves down about this. If this is somebody coming through that you don't want to deal with, then yeah, you need to like stay calm. But then, I look at strength though too, and I think, the strength to say no to an offer because your balance and your equilibrium is more important than what somebody else may be trying to re-offer you because of it being connected to the past. But like I said, with the Five of Pentacles, I wonder if some of you don't reject it because you know something. Right, Libra, so I do think that you do have something coming back through here. And the majors, my God. Now, as far as the angel of death and the F word, I think it's funny, especially considering that death is your best path to follow. So I do think that something does need to be over and done with, and I think that you need to go through the change there. But then when I look at the F word, and it is about forgiveness, right? I think that some of you are pulling on your inner strength here to reject an offer, and that's what I think it is. Now, as far as like the High Priestess coming out on this, clearly here with the Page of Wands, the communication comes through, but are you like keeping it secret though? But then again, are you rejecting an offer because of something that you know? Did you find something out, right? I don't know, like I get like this feeling around this, because I do think that some of you are trying to like maintain your patience here, right? But also when we're talking about moderation, I mean, can you stop yourself from accepting a really good offer? Because like I said, I think for you, it's like, leave me alone. I don't think that some of you want this to come back through. But like this person is like maybe forcing the issue, you know, but I'm not seeing it in like a really bad way, but it's big the way it's coming through. Now, I think that for you, you know, as far as like getting this resolution here, it's fine, right? But with the past coming through, it's somebody from the past coming back through, trying to correct things and then making a new offer. But I think that you feel like you have better control as long as you don't get involved in it. You know, and again, with the death being there, it's like it's done and over with, but it's changing. But I don't know, I think that some of you, I think it's what you wanted to hear, but initially you reject it or turn it away. Because, I don't know, to me it feels like with death being there, it should have been over with. Now, as far as relationships go, for those of you who are single, new love in the moon. So, new love, having a new love coming through, but you may have been fantasizing about them, you, or both of you about each other. And that's basically what it is. But then I also worry about, you know, the emotions surrounding it. But it's not bad, though. I mean, living out your fantasies, right, with a new love. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, this one's a little bit rough. Chemistry and the Ten of Swords. So there's still chemistry with somebody that you may have recently broke up with. Looking at the Ten of Swords. You know, and is this what's coming back up? You know, and is it worth accepting this offer? Because I still think that your balance and your equilibrium here is more important than somebody trying to fix something that should have been over with.